Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Marilyn Darling Show. Today is the 28th of February. Today is the last day of February, and I am going to show you how to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Now, these are the things that you will need. You will need some preserves. I like the ones with the chunks inside, so I always get the ones with the chunks inside. Please excuse me. I'll be right back. We're currently installing floor downstairs. And then you will need some either creamy or chunky peanut butter. I have a cold, so I went for creamy. And then some type of bread that you know won't fall apart upon spreading. Now, a lot of people will tell you that you should not keep peanut butter in the refrigerator because it gets really hard. And some people will tell you, oh, but it'll get moldy if you don't keep it in the refrigerator. I think that this sits on a shelf for a couple of days, but it says best used by August 4th, 2020. That's almost a year and a half away, so I think we're gonna be okay if you don't put it in the refrigerator. Now, nobody likes this bit, so you can just leave that in there if you want. And then no one likes this next bit either, because it's really gross. Those are the desperacy parts right at the end of the loaf. So you get right in there and you get these two nice pieces that are semi-symmetrical. You put them down. Okay. And then you put that there. And you want to make sure and seal this up, you know, as best as you can, and do this quickly with the bread because you don't want germs going in there and creating a fungus. So now you want to keep this thing in a cool, dry place. Now, for those of you who take lots of medication, you'll get those little silica packets. You can put a silica packet in your bread and it will keep it nice and dry and mold-free for a very long time. Now, the only other thing that you're going to need for this is one of these. This is a knife. This is a butter knife. You could use an actual butter knife, one of them fancy offset ones. You could use a spatula. You could even use, in a desperate pinch, a paring knife. Like you could use a fingernail file. You could use the back of a spoon. I mean, you could use whatever you're into. Now, the question becomes, which side do you use to put what on? So you want to make sure that you look at the side with the least amount of bubbles. I mean, like big, giant pits. These has lots of little pits in it. And those are great for catching things, but not great for spreading. And it will tear your bread if you swipe it across. And so you want to take it, put the least bumpy side up. This one's got a giant hole in it. So this one has a little hole, so that looks like the best side for that. Now, the thing about peanut butter and jelly is, it's my favorite sound in the whole world. Some jellies have a little bit of wax on top. Now that's nothing to be afraid of. It's just some, like a very, very, very thin amount of wax on top to keep the preserves from going moldy. or it's got lots of pectin in it, which keeps it gelatinized. And this is just gelatin and strawberries blended with some sugar. That's all it is. Some people like to mix it about. I like to mix it about in the can, so that way when I pour it onto the thing, it's easier to spread. Now, if you're doing this for a family, you know, you're gonna want to just do all of the peanut butter and jelly at a time. Just do all of the peanut butter or all of the jelly all at one time. And you don't need a whole lot on there, because unless you're really into the stuff, because it's very sweet, and it's a very sweet and very salty treat. Now then, you're going to take this and you go, that's if you're only eating it for yourself. Okay, so then you take your peanut butter, these are the worst. I hate these things. I wish I'd come up with an easier version. My worst fear. And I did it. I ripped the stupid lining. If you can find a company that has a really nice re-pour on the openings of one of these, please let me know. I would be curious to see if anybody has a better brand that doesn't do this thing. I'd like to see an experiment where they take all the peanut butters of the world, all their packaging products, and just kind of like tear them apart. See which ones do the best sealing, see the ones that are open the easiest, because I hate this part. I hate it. And I'm sure a lot of you hate it too. You gotta be very meticulous when taking off the little lining, because you really don't want to tear it, because then you do that and it's really difficult to get off. And the peanut butter sometimes gets to the top of your finger and makes everything oily, and then you can't do anything about it and you end up ripping the whole damn thing. I know, it's really frustrating. I'm sorry, even watching this, really frustrating. Anyway, so then you get your peanut butter about yay so, and then you just kind of move it around so that way it's not like chunks. Get it moved around just a little bit, enough to like be malleable. Okay, now move a little bit over to one side, and then just kind of blob it on there. Now the reason that you want to move it around is so you don't harm your bread. Now, sometimes people put their peanut butter in the refrigerator. You're an idiot if you do that, because peanut butter has natural antibiotics in it from the oils that it produces. So, I mean antibiotics to itself, not for like humans, but so put a couple of blobs on there and just kind of smear them along. I know this is not like it looks in the commercials, and I'm sorry about that. I'm no Sara Lee or Martha Stewart. Although the guy that she has doing the kitchen conundrums, oof, hello. Cute and brilliant. marry me. Of course, I'm sure he's got a beautiful husband too. Anyway. Then I'm gonna make sure and get it all the way to the edge. Try and make sure it's even, because everybody knows that eating an uneven peanut butter and jelly sandwich is just as bad as having a really bad date. Because you're all chomping along, and then all of a sudden you've got a mouthful of peanut butter. Or a mouthful of strawberries, and that's not fun. I mean, maybe if you really, really like strawberries, but, I mean, nothing's perfect either. So, then peanut butter. I like peanut butter. I remember when I was at the last house, I would eat an entire bucket of peanut butter in a month. Just nomming on it. And then I moved. Things got really expensive. Couldn't afford to do so anymore. Anyway, so then you take your peanut butters like this, and you plop them together. Like so. Now, those of you that cut your peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, shame on you. You ought to be fired. Okay? And then, what you do is you take this beast and you put it in your face and that's delicious. So, and the best advice I can give is, try all of the things. They have wonderful packs out there, like 3 to 6 jams, and they're like itty bitty ones. Give those a go. When I was little, a million years ago, when I was little, my parents would go to Knott's Berry Farm and pick out the jelly of the month. That was a thing back then. And so we tried raspberry and boysenberry and elderberry and all these weird kind of things. Strawberry. The worst one that I could think of was grape. I do not like grape. I do not like it today. I think it is the most vile substance on the face of the planet. I love grapes, but I do not like grape jelly. I do not like grape flavored anything, because it doesn't taste like grapes. I like white grapes, not so much red grapes. But, and that goes for peanut butter too. Try different peanut butters, see which one you like. Some like Skippy, some like Jif, some like, Great Value from Walmart. And, that goes for strawberry too. Strawberry from Walmart. Anyway. Or you get peanut butter strawberry from Walmart. And so then you get this yummy sandwich. And pick a couple of different breads that you think would be hearty enough. My favorite is Texas Toast from the 99-cent store. That sounds crazy. It's thick. It's really thick. These little tiny slices are like this thick, but this is like this thick. If you know anything about Texas Toast, and peanut butter, jelly, and banana sandwiches. Oh, that's where it's at. Anyway, I'm going to eat this here lunch now. That's all for today. Thank you all for watching. Please don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. Have a great day. Love you. Bye. Mwah.